Hey guys, gender pronouns. Let's talk about them. I mean, why not? Now, if I were to ask you what is the single thing, if you had to pick a single thing, that would make our mighty American military more lethal in its ability to kick ass in the name of freedom around the world, what would that one single thing be? Now, your answers might include, but not limited to, nuclear weapons, advanced training, a large intellectual and technological infrastructure that is maintained over the decades despite the shifting winds of politics, superb intelligence gathering and disseminating across branches, or even just that we have, generally speaking, right on our side. We're the right, we're the good guys. But, of course, you'd be wrong if you answered any of those. The answer to what will make the military more lethal, according to the division of the U.S. Pacific Air Forces, is diversity, specifically ending the use of gender-specific pronouns. Now, let me read you a quote from an email sent in May to senior leaders and commanders at the Andersen Air Force Base in Guam, which is one of the areas from which we would fight China should they ever decide to be an even bigger pain in the ass than they are today. And here's the quote. In accordance with the diverse PACAF priority, we must embrace, promote, and unleash the potential of diversity and inclusion. So, leaders at this base are ordered not to use pronouns, age, race, etc. in written performance reviews or other materials, things like recommendations for rewards, because welcoming and employing varied perspectives from a foundation of mutual respect will improve our interoperability, efficiency, creativity, and, you guessed it, lethality. They literally said that. So, in other words, they want to remove gender-specific language so that everybody supposedly has the same chance to get ahead. Now, I don't know what deep pool of foundational logic from which you sip away at your thirst, but where I come from, this is the kind of thing that does precisely the opposite of making a group of people more lethal in combat. Let's set this up in a more visceral way to illustrate the point. Suppose I'm about to get in a fist fight with 10 dudes, as sometimes happens along the bumpy and vicissitude-laden path of life. And these aren't just 10 dudes. These guys are monsters, guys whose sole purpose in life seems to be drinking protein shakes while lifting cars off the ground. Now, I could put all the names of my fellow Blaze employees in a hat and randomly pick out 9 people to help me in the fight. I could. Whew. And I might even get lucky and draw. I think I'm actually pretty screwed no matter who I draw, actually. But the point is, if there were 9 tough as nails people I could count on in a fight among all the other people who work here, I'd want them. Sarah Gonzalez might scratch some poor bastard's eyes out, but she's probably only good for one before she gets taken out, too. Now, folks, we've entered an era in our history where the dumbest people with the dumbest ideas have risen like rancid cream to the top of the spoiled milk, and that's being generous because it presupposes that this isn't being done on purpose. Why? In God's name, would you do something to a branch of the military that not only doesn't make it more lethal, as you claim, but in fact is nearly assured to make it less lethal in the long run? If people want participation trophies, they need to work somewhere else besides the first line of defense between us and the grasping fingers of spreading tyranny. And if you think this whole bullshit pronoun business is the end of it, think again, because this is just another one of those little steps along the long path towards subverting the dominant paradigm of American military might. And for those of you out there to whom this applies, yes, I said subvert the dominant paradigm. God, I need a drink. Love you. God bless you. We'll see you next time.